I know I'm a little bit late today, and if you went to my website, reaching out with Eddie at yahoo.com, you would have saw that we were supposed to start the show at 6:30. I got in town, and I didn't get here in time enough to really start at 6:30 and prepare for the show. I've been out of town working. I've been in Meridian working. Actually, as you all know, that I'm a resident of the city of Meridian, the state of Mississippi. I'm a resident. I actually moved up actually to Hueytown, Alabama, by October of last year. I never did move my voting or anything like that, and I moved back to Meridian. I still have everything up here, but I moved back to Meridian. The reason why I moved back to Meridian because I still want to make a difference. I want to be able to do some things, and try to implement. I have a plan that where we can reseed the Democratic Party, a plan where we can actually involve young folks. I have a plan, and it's been difficult for me to get folks to implement my plan. Now, Percy Bland know this plan because him and I discussed it, and I drew it up for him, and I'm sure he still has it. And mentioning Percy, Percy is planning on running for mayor of Meridian, and I say no, a resounding no. And people, here's what I want to say about that. Now, I have never seen. Now, if it's reason to vote for someone, let's figure out what those reasons are. If it's reason not to vote for someone, then let's look at why we should not vote for that person. And the reason why I say that, we got to start looking at a person's report card. We got to take our feelings out of it. I got to tell y'all this. Let me pause for a moment. I'm long suffering. And what I mean by that is that if I consider you a friend, then you're gonna have to really do something. You're gonna have to do something atrocious for me to really stop being your friend. Well, if you do something to me, I can maybe look the other way, maybe a few times. But if you start messing with my family, then that's when I really get upset. But what I went on to say is that usually what I do is that if I consider you a friend, and I don't start relationships, I start families. And so if I consider someone my friend, that person really it's a difference between friends and family. I don't have any friends, but I have a few family members. Now, when I say family member, it has nothing to do with blood. It has more to do with the relationship. And if I start attacking someone I consider a friend, they had to do something that I mean atrocious to me for me to attack them. Now, I can just leave you alone. I can just get away from you. I can remove my support. I think I bring a lot to the table. Matter of fact, I know I bring a lot to the table. My abilities, my knowledge is my resourcefulness. I bring a lot to the table when I join a family or allow for a person to become a part of my family. I bring a lot to the table. So if I remove myself from your proximity, if I remove myself from that relationship, if I divorce myself from a person that I consider a family member, or and understand now, I talk about a lot of things. If I talk to you, I consider you a confidant. Most of my family members are close confidants. Now, if it's someone I confide in, that doesn't mean that you are a confidant of mine. It's just that you're someone I trust, and I value your opinion. I value what you say to me. And when I remove myself from an individual, I remove all of my resources. And when I remove my resources, that's including my knowledge, my money, the people I know, and everything that I know that come with me. At my age and my experience, and the things that I've been through, I bring a lot to the table. And so I said that to say this. So if I remove myself, wow, that means I cut you off. And you're going to suffer when I do that. Now, I'm not talking about physical suffering. I'm talking about that knowledge, those things that I'm able to do. You won't have that anymore. You won't have access to me anymore, the things that I'm able to do. Now, if I come after you, that's something totally different. That means that you have continued to do something to me after I broke away from you profoundly to make me attack you, such as file a lawsuit against you, or maybe for me to file a judiciary performance complaint against you, or a bar complaint. Now, sometimes people are ignorant enough to attack me, and I don't understand it. I gotta say this to you, podcast listeners. Uh, what would make a person, in my opinion, is so ignorant that they would attack someone that's more powerful than them, more knowledgeable than them, has more money than them, that are more connected and have more resources? It's some ignorant ass people out there in podcast land that actually come after people like me. I'm one of those individuals that's not afraid. Yeah, yeah. I'm not even afraid to die. I'm not even to go. So here it is. Most of you out there in podcast land, you're afraid to go to jail or hell. I'm not afraid to go to either one of them, because I'm like Martin Luther King. I've been to the mountaintop. I seen what it looked like on the other side. I've been into the belly of the whale. I've been into the lion's den with the lion. I done been into the middle of the fire. So what the fuck can you do to me? What can you do to me? Everything that you use to control an individual, that's jail, that's deprivation of resources, piling things on it unnecessarily, denying me a fair hearing in court, or using the court system itself to come after me. Those things have not prevailed against me. I'm still here. Like the Williams brothers, I am still here. So I say that to say this, is that I fight real good. You know, I learned to fight real good when I went in the military, because I don't like being picked on. Even when I was weak, and I used to be very weak, having asthma, not being able to fight or being able to do things, but wanted to fight, was too small to fight, didn't know anything. So one of the first things I started doing when I went into the military is learning how to fight. Of course, they trained me to kill. They trained me to fight. They trained me to protect myself and to protect my country. They protected me to defend myself, whether it's an attack, an initial attack, drawing first blood, or wait until somebody attack me. I learned to defend myself, and the military taught me that, to defend family and country. Country and family, when you're in the military, country come first. When you get out of the military, you still have all this knowledge and everything, and you replace country and family come second. So you understand. So I've been trained to do that, but and so I'm a formidable foe. I'm somebody that knows how to fight, or knows how to fight physically and mentally. And so it's got to be, a person has to be, in my opinion, be retarded to even fight with me in any kind of way. Well, they expect me to roll over and play dead? I'm not going to do that. Another thing too, I got to say this, it's got to be something wrong with some people out there that are retarded, in my opinion. When you don't have a job and you don't have any money, if you got to get a lawyer, you got to go and hire a lawyer. You got to depend upon that lawyer to tell you what to do. When I go to a lawyer, that lawyer going to understand what it is that I want, and I understand and know everything that he's going to do, because I'm able to interpret the law. I don't need that lawyer. I need him to intercede for me on that judge, but I know what it is that I want, and I know what I'm trying to accomplish. But I said all that to say this is, folks, is that it is time for change. This is 2023. We went into the school year 2023, going into the next year. We don't need to wait till next year when it's time to vote. We need to do this now. And I said all these things that I'm saying in order to educate you and perhaps get you into, prompt you. Maybe I can say something, plant a seed or something to instill in you that it is necessary for you to do something now for yourself. It is time for change, folks. And that's the title of the show here. Now, I'm going to talk about a lot of things. Now, I'm going to say something that some of you out there may not agree with me, and that's okay. We can respect each other. We don't have to agree with each other. Now, I want to tell y'all that Russia had a plane. I think it's the SJ-100. It's the, now I know what Tube Bell saying. So, bro, Russia always had planes. No. What's unique about this is that Vladimir Putin, that man's a genius, folks. That man is so smart. He knows, he's able to adapt. Now, that's one thing that Charles Darwin said. Those that are most fit will be armed with certain resources to survive in a harsh environment. Paraphrase it a little bit. Anyway, those that are armed with those that are most fit will be armed with the tools necessary in order to survive. And he coined the term survival of the fittest. Only those that are most fit will survive. Those that are weak and sickly will die off. And so Putin is smart. That man is most fit. He's doing an excellent job. Don't you believe what the media is telling you. They're not going to tell you the truth. Don't believe any of the lies. They vilify Russia. If you think about it, why is it that you're angry at Russia? Why is it that you're mad at Vladimir Putin? He hadn't done anything to America or to us. And here we have spent over $115 billion in a proxy war that has nothing to do with us at all. Folks, do you know $115 billion, what would that do for education? What will that do for the homeless? What will that do? No child left behind. What will it do? Man, I'm telling you. And you got people, you have the lobbyists that have spent over $400 million last year in Congress just to promote their agenda. And that might be the $400 million, maybe $400 million just maybe with the medical association or the pharmaceutical association. That's not everybody spending money, and it might be everybody, but $400 million is a lot of money for them to court Congress. These are people that are working for the people that are making the Jeff Bezos, the people that are making the billions of dollars, the hundreds of millions of dollars, even Michael Jordan and Oprah Winfrey. And so when you look at they're spending this kind of money, $115 billion for a proxy war that they're not winning, folks. $115 billion is a lot of money. You're mad and promoting freedom. Promoting freedom, we don't even have freedom in America. Promoting democracy, where the hell is the democracy in America? When you have men telling women they can't have an abortion, you telling folks what they can and they cannot do. You got people like Mitch McConnell. He done froze again, folks. He froze again. This is his second time. The man is 81 years old. His ass is not healthy. He should not be there. Look at Dianne Feinstein. She's almost 100. She ain't got no business telling. These people are out of touch. They maintaining this, and then the Democratic Party to the Democrat and the Republican Party, they're out of touch, in my opinion. We need to get younger, more progressive people in there. You know, Two Belt is in my ear now. He really needs to get out of it. And then you got the Two Belt fans. So you got the Two Belt fans, you got the Two Belt, you got the two fans, F-A-N, not family. But anyway, Two Belt, so, well, bro, you 70 and you talking about running for office. Yes, I am. But I'm the deviation of the norm. I don't want to, but I got to show you guys that my plan will work. Now, you know how they feel about me. They're not going to elect me. I'm what you call unelectable because I'm what you call a social media influencer. I have a podcast. I'm also the person that some of you call a rabble rouser. I'm that person also that somewhat of a political activist. I'm also that person, a community activist. I'm that person. So they don't want me because they don't want change. They want to create the chaos. They don't want community. I want community. And like anybody, I don't want to die. Martin Luther King didn't want to die, but I am dying. I'm not talking crazy like there's something wrong with me. If my children are not surviving, if your children are not surviving, I'm talking about black people now. I'm not talking about white folks. You white folks, y'all got a plan. Y'all plan has been working and it's still working day and night. We need our plan. We actually need to go back to yesterday when we had our own, when we promoted our own, we taught our own, we instructed our own, we made sure our own was okay, and we done left that. And that's all part of the grand plan in order to promote your agenda. Now, when I say your agenda, you might not like what I'm saying, but I ain't talking about black folks now. I'm talking about white folks. See, so now you've overtaken our schools. So all the department heads, so it was okay. Tuskegee was okay back in the day. Tuskegee was Alabama A&M, Valley State, all these traditional black colleges, like Tougaloo College, all these colleges that are traditionally black colleges, we're going to call them HBCUs. So they're historically black college and universities. It was okay for us to have them because you wanted us to stay separate from you. And then we were educating ourselves and we were teaching our children about us. But now You have taken over our colleges, still HBCU, but the department heads are no longer like me. They're no longer my color. They might be my color, but they speak in a foreign language. They may be from South Africa or Asian or the Middle East, but you've infiltrated our communities, and the reason why you've done that because you don't want us to tell our story. You want to tell our stories for us. See, so that you're gonna manipulate the story. Now that's the reason why DeSantis is out there running with this wokeness because he don't want them to teach us. But they've already done. They didn't need to do what he's doing. He came out because Donald Trump made it political correct for you to be a racist, for you to be a bigot, for you to promote your racist agenda, for you to promote your bigotry and your hate. That's the reason why you have things where black people are being killed because we ain't done anything to you. I don't understand if you go and kill each other. I don't understand that. I don't understand it when a white person go into a white school and kill up a lot of white folks. I don't understand that, and I don't agree with that. I don't understand it, but I can see that because for as long as the white man has existed, he has killed and conquered other races and have killed each other all in the name of power and control, and we have not done that. We are forgiving and conserving on a docile people because had we not, there's no way you would have been able to enslave us. So they control the media. They control what you get. They control what you say. They control what you do. They don't even like me telling you what I'm telling. And so I'm going to run against Ramonda Walker in Ward 4 in Meridian, Mississippi, because I want to show you guys that my plan will work. It will work. I'm going to come and I'm going to court those 16, 17, 18-year-olds. I'm going to go and see them. They parents know me, and a lot of them know me. So I'm going to use my resources, both physically, mental. I'm going to use my physical resources, my mental resources. I'm also going to use my family resources, my children, my sons, my daughters. I'm going to use them. I'm going to use everybody. I'm going to show you people that this plan will work because I'm going to be the next city council person for Ward 4. You watch and see. Now, if I got to depend upon my peers, people that are 10 years or a decade older than me, or a decade younger than me, or 2 years, or even 3 decades younger than me, I'm not going to get the job. You know why I'm not going to get the job? Because you don't like me. And I can tell you why you don't like me, because he don't like me. Now, then again, now some of you out there watching this podcast say he always talking to about black and white. Why is he always talking? Because I'm a realist. Damn it, it is such thing as black and white. If it wasn't no different colors, they wouldn't have but one color in the damn. I don't want to hear that shit about everybody bleed red. But you go and dissect that blood. It might be O positive. Me and my brother both got O positive. Hold up. How about some of you out there have O positive, but if I was to take your liver and put it in my body, I have to take anti-rejection medicine, even though we the same color, even though we have the same blood. If I was to take my brother liver, I still got to get anti-rejection medicine. So you understand? So even though it's all red and we all bleed red and we all bleed the same, damn it, we still ain't the same. It's such thing as different color. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be so much chaos in the world. If you want us to believe that ain't nothing but a crock of bull. That's all it is. It's just not so that we all believe. But I get tired of hearing that. You don't want to hear. Some of you don't want to hear it because you're blind. You've been taught not to hear. You've been taught not to believe. No, I'm talking about you black folks now. You white folks don't want to hear because you don't want to be exposed. You want to make like everything okay. Everything is not okay. It wasn't okay when you was at your place of abode or your place of business and you was talking down to one of us and telling us to pick shit up. It wasn't no everything was okay and it ain't no such thing as black and white. When you move uptown in a neighborhood that's exclusive, there ain't no black folks coming there. If it's okay and ain't no such thing, then why you moving so far away from us? Why do you go to a church that ain't got none of us in there? I guess just enough of that. Let me look at my notes here. I want to, on the 8th is when you'll be voting again, and you can say I said it. Wayman Newell will be the next supervisor in Ward 2. There's no way that Craig can beat him. Now Craig is knowledgeable and know a lot of things. It's time for him. Perhaps maybe Craig should have ran for Ward 2 city council. He would have gotten that. Now, folks, I got to tell y'all what I was told today. I was told that Tybell Lindsay, she's the council person for Ward 5, is going to run for mayor of Meridian. Lord, Tabia, now I know you gotta be you're disillusioned. The people don't care for you like that. You got in there this time, but you'll never. If somebody run against you, they'll beat you. There's no way that uh you would have a it would be a greater chance for a snowball to survive in hell than for you to be elected the next mayor of Meridian, Mississippi. You ain't gonna even win your seat. So folks, hey, here it is right there. So she running. So whether or not she run, that seat is very available. But if she run, then that's good. It's time for change. But I would prefer. I think that even Lolo should probably run for that seat. And Lo, you got to implement my plan. You got to put it in effect. And now, for as Percy Bland being mayor, a resounding no, 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 no. Now I got to talk to some of you out there. You're looking at Jimmy Smith and saying he's an atrocious mayor, saying he's doing some horrible things, and he's so bad that we need to get Percy back. I gotta ask you folks, what is it bad that he's doing? Come on now, tell me. What is it bad that he done did? I tell you what, the streets of Meridian. So, wow, man, I tell you, I have never seen a finer set of streets in a city, especially in Meridian, Mississippi. One thing I can say, you can say one thing, and I saw Jimmy Smith today too. You know, Two Bell said Jimmy must have. No, he did not. Jimmy Smith did not. But one thing I can say is that he's nice looking. He looked like the mayor of Meridian. This is the way he was dressed, and ain't nobody told him how to dress. If it was, ain't nobody gonna know if him and Carol or Charlene, whatever you want to call her, or the first lady of the city of Meridian. You know, he looked nice. He looked like a mayor, and he spoke to me. We bumped fists, and I kept moving. And but I wanted to tell you is that I gotta try to think of something bad that the mayor done, and I can't think of anything. But I can think of a lot of things that Percy Bland did. Don't y'all let that Bama come back up in here and bamboozle you and try to tell you Jimmy Smith. Now, what I want you all to do is just tell me some of the bad things that Jimmy Smith done did. I want y'all to tell me now. I want y'all, come on now, give me some comments. I got my comments session on. And hey, Jim, it's good to see you. Notice that you're back. I'm seeing that you're watching. Thank you for joining, and make sure you tell somebody to tell somebody. So I want you guys to tell me, give me 5 bad things that Jimmy Smith did. Now, when you say bad, now don't tell me nothing about. Now I look. I just gotta hear some bad things. Now, when I say bad things, I'm talking about his police officers violating the rights of someone, his police officers killing someone, his police officers selling drugs or taking money off the interstate. He ain't done none of them things. All that stuff happened under Percy Bland. All of it. And then some more things. And then all of the department heads almost under Percy Bland. Yeah, more black people, but they weren't qualified, could not even pass the civil service test. So come on now, tell me what is it that's so good about Percy Bland that you want to bring his ass back? What is it that Percy Bland is doing? What is it that Percy Bland done that make you want to give that nigga another chance at mayor of the city of Meridian? He's not even from Meridian. He the one closed the damn door. He closed, yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, too bad Jimmy keeps on. Because he don't want Percy Bland to run back up in there. That's the reason why he got a sign on the door. Keep Percy Bland up out. Nah, I'm just kidding. I was just being funny. But Jimmy Smith is in the neighborhood. He's in the community. And I think that we do. If Jimmy want another chance at being mayor, I think he should get it until we see somebody else that's going to run. Now, I'm going to tell you this, Tyrone Johnson. Now, yes, you could. You're young enough and you pull yourself up by your own bootstrap. But I got to say this. If you don't get out and implement the plan, you'll never make mayor. And I think Jimmy could win mayor of Meridian. And I think he would be reelected. I think it'd be hard for him to be there. I just do not believe that Percy Bland would beat him. Not if I got anything to do with it. I'm just saying that right now. And I end up filing a lawsuit against the city of Meridian. I end up filing a $50 million. You might want to say it's $50 million. I hit them with 16 counts, and each the lowest count was 200,000. The highest was $2 million. And we added all up, it came to be $26,750,000 and $20 million in punitive damages. That's on the person blamed. And not on the Jimmy Smith. That's on the person blamed. Now I got to tell y'all this, is that you have to take credit. You have to take credit for, if Jimmy Smith is the mayor of Meridian, then anything happened under his watch, he's ultimately responsible, since he's like the president of the United States. He's the number one leader in the city of Meridian. He's the man in charge. But this happened on the person blamed, folks. Rita Jacks, that happened on the person blamed. Thomas Van, that happened on the person blamed, where you had two people that was not given jobs because he gave it to each time. And Rita was the most qualified person, but he gave it to Chris Reed. Time before then, he brought in, I forgot that man's name. He used to be a high patrol mental preacher. Brought him in, and then the man ended up arresting someone. And of course, then he ended up getting fired. So he brought everybody in, but the most qualified people, the people that are from Meridian, the people that we love and respect. So you want to bring person blame back. Okay, let's talk about something. Okay, now I got to tell y'all this. I helped Jimmy beat Percy Bland in the primary. I did. Oh, I went to his event. I played there. I had people come there. I did everything I can. Now, I felt like Weston Linderman would have been a better fit because he knew the government and he was young and he was more progressive. Now, he didn't win it. Now, Jimmy didn't play with that. He didn't like that. He didn't like what I did. He didn't like the fact that I crossed over. But he made that known to me. And that's what I like about Brett. He didn't have his police officers arrest me. He didn't. I said, grumpy old man. He didn't have his people arrest me. He didn't single me out. He just said, no. Let me tell him my way too. Better leave me alone. No, Eddie. Now you just go ahead on. No, he let me know, and that's what I respect. But hold up, he said something. He said something to Dubois. I know this because Dubois told him my sister is a diehard Jimmy Smith fan. That's Doris Hope Payne. She's a diehard Jimmy Smith fan. She still has his original T-shirt when he ran against John Robert Smith. She still have that. That's how much she support him, love, and admire him. Because Joey, his brother, we're like brothers, and Jimmy is like our big brother. Yes, I'm almost Jimmy's age, but I hung with Joey because I was young and immature like Joey. And Jimmy was always more mature than us. He always thought the people he dated and everything, he was mature enough to do that. He didn't have to go and date someone younger than him because he was mature enough to date anybody he wanted to. And so Jimmy was our big brother. I used to jump on Jimmy's back, and we're about the same size now. So I had to grow in the military. I did, because by the time I went in the military, I weighed 101 pounds and I was 5'2". I'm so glad I grew 4 more inches. If I had a real long neck, I could actually be, them hosts got them short necks. You see it. If I had a regular size neck like regular people, I would be 5'8" or maybe 5'9", but that's okay. But Jimmy, I just cannot go. Jim Merrick just put a comment up there. He said Meridian, Mississippi has gone from being persecuted to being jimmied. Now you understand, Jim, when something is jimmied, when a car locks up, you have to get a jimmy to get it out. So this is my interpretation. So you better, whatever you say how you feel. But Jimmy straightened up where Percy messed up. But we definitely don't need to go back to Percy. And I don't know, you people just don't know how bad Percy was. Percy was actually having his police officers taking dope off the interstate. If dope was taken off the interstate along with money, that money ended up in his pocket, and he split it with his people that was doing that for him. And also that drugs went back on the street. Now, if I'm slandering him, damn it, person, take my ass to court and make me prove it to your ass. And then the FBI be taking your ass to jail, because I know names. And if y'all go back and look at my podcast and go back 2 years, go back when Percy ass was in office, you'll hear me giving names. But hold up, I ain't the only person. It was 2 people witness to that. It was one got the phone call while it was taking place, and 2 of the people that actually witnessed it and saw the drugs being taken there and the abandoned person moving away, they are still living. So yeah, person, sue me for slander. You need to take your ass on the Hoover, live there, and leave Mississippi alone. Get out of Meridian, man, because you come back to Meridian, FBI done interviewed you. They gonna put your ass in jail this time. They just didn't want to put the first black mayor in jail. I know that because I talked to some black politicians, black so-called leaders in Meridian, and one of the reasons that they wouldn't do things to you because they didn't want Meridian had such a bad reputation of having such a bad reputation with your civil rights worker, with Jim Crow being started, with the lynching and all that. Emmett Till had such a bad reputation. They did not want to go down in history as putting the first black mayor in jail. What I say about that, put that Bama in jail. If he break the damn law, put his ass in jail. And that was my argument then, and that's my argument now. If you think that you're going to be reelected, and that ain't going to happen, and you think that you're going to go in there and do what you can, if you do by chance, get your ass up in there, your ass is going to jail. You can bleed that shit in the face, going to put your ass in jail. Because you wouldn't be the first black mayor. We got rid of your ass. You brought your ass back. Come back there, think you're going to do the same thing again. No, 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 no. Ain't no drugs coming off the highway. It has not happened under Jimmy Smith. You can say what you say want about Jimmy. Maybe he trusts white people more. Look, I'm beginning to trust more white folks too than I trust black. It's a few black people that I trust with my life. One of them is Tool Belt, one is Fred Will. I trust them two with my life. It's a more that I trust. I trust them, and I ain't calling their name because you don't need to know who all my friends, my family is. So I'm not calling their name, but they know who I'm talking about. When I say big dog know who I'm talking about, but it's more than one big dog. You can believe that. Yeah, I'm talking about these people that I ride or die with, people that I trouble, not like Fred Well. Fred Well is my brother from another mother. He's the truth. He's 100. He's the same every day. My brother Tool Belt, I done had family members that said no to me, but he ain't never, I don't care what I went through, what I did, Tool Belt was there. And Miss Tool Belt don't play because she love her husband, she dedicated. And I want to send shouts out to them. You know what, folks? I'm kind of like going to deviate from my strip a little bit because there's some more things I want to talk about. You know, y'all know I'm married. I'm married to a younger woman. But I got to tell you this, is that she's learning and she's changing. Good evening to you too, Fred. And she's learning. You know, I married her young, and you know what? Things are okay. But I got to say this about another female I know. I call her Triple T. You know what? She's a good mother. She's a very good mother. There ain't many mothers out there to do what she do. She ain't gonna let nothing happen to her children, and she ride or die with her children. You know, when I see a good mother, I appreciate that. But I can tell you when it was one time that when they was trying to kidnap me, when they wanted to teach me a lesson, code for kill me, beat my ass. How you gonna beat my ass? I hid out. Well, I can just say that she was there 100. So she was 100 with that. So I appreciate that. So I'm fixing to get back to my show. And folks, it's there's no way that we can allow for Percy Bland to be reelected because he'll take us back to a time. Well, we ain't finna go back to nothing else in the past. Why should we go back to that? No, it ain't gonna work. We'll do our research if we have to and show you how it's not gonna work. And for every one thing that you think you can say, well, because Jimmy Smith got a lot of white folks as department head, I didn't care for that at first because I think that we have black people that are just as educated or more educated than Percy Bland. And so I said this to say this is that than the white people that Jimmy Smith. I didn't mean Percy Bland, definitely Percy Bland. That is true though. But we have black people that are as educated, more educated, could do a stellar job too. But Jimmy Smith went with, you know what, I'm learning because I learned that it was black people that attacked me. It was the Democrats that always done something to me. It was always the white people that I could trust. It was the white people that end up straightening something that black people's done. And so I gotta say that I kind of understand you surrounding yourself with people that you trust. And I understand that those people happen to be white people. I ain't understand that at first, but now I'm beginning to understand it's one thing I can say about me is that when I'm wrong, I can apologize. And I love the fact that I continue to metamorphosize, that I continue to change, I continue to learn, and I can find that I can learn from anyone. They don't have to be more educated than me. They can be not educated at all. but if wisdom can come out of the mouth of babes, and that's one of the things that I respect, and that's one of the things that I appreciate. So I understand that. So if you're gonna tell me that you're not going to vote for Jimmy because he gave all those white people a job, then that's the wrong reason. If you're saying that you not gonna that Jimmy's doing a bad job because he has a white staff as a city attorney, again, I say that's the wrong reason. Because I know one attorney that I used to promote and advocate all the time, and I don't do that now, and that's Joseph Denson. I used to speak about Dustin Markham, and I don't do that. Our relationship has changed, and now I'm in a conundrum. And the reason why I'm in a conundrum because I'm perplexed. I talked to my person about it today. I'm perplexed, and what perplexes me, and I kind of touched upon it earlier, is that I have considered him family, but not family, a friend, a confidant. And he has attacked me. He has thrown rocks and hid himself. And so I'm in a position now where I can file a suit against him. I'm in a position now where I can do a judiciary performance complaint against him. And it has teeth in it. And because that's how I do. Now, I understand, folks. I told y'all this, but I'm gonna tell you this again. And I know Dustin is watching this, and this is to you, Dustin. I'm perplexed because it ain't what I like to do. I'd rather go away quiet in the night, the first part of the thing. But I can't stand for nobody to continue to attack me and continue to do things to me. And when you mess with my children, you mess with me. And the last thing that you did now, there's no way that my son should have been charged with aggravated assault. I don't care what you say, Dustin. I don't care how many years you've been practicing law or how long that you think that because you have a college education, because you have a law degree and I don't, interpretation of the law doesn't require that you have any of those, because at one time, even in the 1980s, they had lawyers at practicing law in Meridian, Mississippi that did not have a law degree. They was grandfathered in because initially you didn't have to have that. And if certain people went to Ole Miss, they got their law degree and everything. So these are the kind of things that we folks my family get ready to come in here. I'm finna stand up for a minute and let them in here so they come on in. I'll come on in. Wait, I'm doing my podcast. Yeah. That's all right. That was my son Phoenix, folks. I love him, and I'm like the leopard. Anything happened to him, I'm gonna be upset, and I ain't gonna like that. That was him and his lady, and that's my family, and you know how I am. And I was speaking about my son, and I was speaking about Dustin. So I'm in a conundrum, folks. I don't mind telling y'all. One of the things is that I'm actually, I have a lot of respect for the mayor, and I think he's done a good job. I don't know of any bad things he's done. One of the things that I don't agree with, and I think that it's time for Dustin Markham to not be reappointed. I think Jimmy should be reelected, and I don't think Dustin should be the city court judge anymore, because he he has his favorites. He has people that he'll put in jail. He has people that he won't put in jail. He has people that he'll turn the other cheek, and he has people that he'll stare him in the face and then but I'm a judge, I'm what's right. But damn it ain't like that. A man is a man no matter what kind of damn robe he got on his back. And when you have a person before you and they in shackles, then that person is no longer a man. That's a man in chain, and a man in chain is a whole lot different than a man that's out of those chains, or a man with a gun in his hand, or a man with a pistol in his hand. Now, what perplexes me is that Dustin dad was my 10th grade teacher. And Dustin dad is he from old school. So back then, teachers basically were like fathers. And so it was one time where Mr. Markham was the assistant principal at Carver School, and Sam Thompson tried to vilify me by bringing up the fact that I was a convicted felon, and they had monitors on the bus then, and I was the school bus monitor. And Mr. Markham said, I know it, and kept on discussing the problem at hand. And then, and folks, I didn't put that on my application. Mr. Markham could have terminated me, but he did not. And that went a long way with me. And so when it was time for him to be Deputy Superintendent Ed Lynch, I talked to Ed, and then at one time they wanted him to retire. I said, no, 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 no. I spoke out against it, and I got Ed not to go along with that. And so they did. And so he finally, Mr. Markham retired and everything, but I don't understand. And so when Dustin came along, I was proud to see him. and I supported him in everything he did, and he supported everything I did. But then all of a sudden, when positions change, it seemed like mentality ain't change. I don't care what position you get. I expect you to maintain. If you family, you family. We don't disown family because family go to jail. Not if you're real. You don't disown family because your family make a mistake. You don't dislike family because somebody else don't like them. You don't disown family because maybe somebody because I maybe put a judiciary performance claim against this person, and this person is in a position of power and authority. How about I supported Judge Bailey? I supported him and felt like he would do a good job. And Dustin, now I'm gonna just say this to you. You remember what you told me? I ain't never said that to nobody. And how about now? All these people seem to be coming after me. So whereas I felt like I could get a fair hearing, that's all I want is a fair hearing and a fair chance. I don't want no special treatment. I don't give a damn about that. I just don't, if I don't want special treatment, I don't want you to single me out. But if you my friend, then I expect you to act like you my friend. I don't expect you to break the law for me, because as a person, I'm not going to ask you to break the law for me. It ain't nobody in my family can tell you that I have ever gotten them in any kind of trouble, anything like that. If I'm in trouble, then that's something that I deal with. And I gotta tell you, boy, that two-bit always had my back. Bro, Freddie had my back like you did. I'm telling like you would. Man, I ain't gotta go into detail, but I can tell you that my brother David ain't never slammed the door in my face. My brother David, I don't care what time of night I went there, he would open the door for me. And that's real love there. You just don't bring trouble to your family door. Man, I tell you, man, it really bothered me that judges have taken me in their confidence. I've been a confidant, uh, and then to see somebody sign a warrant for my arrest, not based on the law, based on emotions, or somebody to make me go to jail, that's slavery to me. And so now here's where the conundrum I'm in, folks, is because I started the letter that I was drawing up, where I'm about to file a lawsuit against Dustin Markham. And here's where I'm in a conundrum, man. I know I talked to one of my family, and some was in agreement, some was not. Well, here's where I'm in a conundrum at, is that I just want Dustin, I'm gonna tell you this, Dustin, I want you to leave me alone and leave my family alone. And when you can apply the law, I want you to apply that law fairly, not what somebody say, not what you think. Get off your damn high horse here because you're a judge today and you can be nobody tomorrow. It's one thing about it is the universe sees everything. Dustin, I know about you. I know about you. I know what you did, and I know what you're doing now. I know who your client was, and I know what you're doing with that client. That client mother-in-law was a member of my church, and my church member absolutely despised you. Her son absolutely despised you because you stepped outside of the law. You step out of your side of your decorum. How about now? It's an attorney. We ain't gonna call that attorney name. That attorney did not. And that attorney, I don't mind telling you, that attorney is somebody that I hire. Now we talks about everything. Dustin, I'm talking to you now. Talking to you. We discussed, but that attorney did not breach trust with you. He did not at all. When I saw that name, I knew the whole story. I'm gonna see the name because I'm the one that I do things. But either way, I want to say this to you, is that the person that told me all about you was the ex-mother-in-law. And when you hear that, you'll know what I'm talking about. So understand that when I was gonna put a judiciary performance complaint to you, and I still I'm being torn because I want to, because you messing with me, but I don't want to because of our previous relationship and because of your dad. Do you realize that you recused yourself? Then you touch me. You was everything that you did. I know about it because the people that you talk too much in your courtroom, they heard everything you said and they'll testify to that. So I know everything you said. So that's the reason why I know that you're not a true friend. I ain't never asked you to break the law for me. I never asked you to do anything wrong. I just don't want you singling me out. And you sent me to jail for one day. I know you didn't sign the warrant, but that man, you the damn senior judge. And that man did everything you told him to do. And you telling me to tell this person they better do that? I don't tell grown people what to do. But when that grown person went down there to make everything go away, yo, Judge Pro Tem wouldn't even listen to him. So wow, what in the world's going on here? A case took me 1 year. I'm gonna tell you one more thing too, Dustin. Now this gonna come out in the lawsuit. If you don't expunge my paperwork, man, that's to your detriment, not mine. Now, if I file this complaint against you, oh boy, me and Mrs. Hope gonna tell you a new asshole. You understand me now? But I don't think you should continue to be judge of the city of Meridian. And I'm saying that because I hope Judge Mel Smith, he's gonna run again. I'll give him 100% support, but one of the things that I'm gonna require is that he replace you. I don't care if he replace you with the whitest person. He can get a pure European. I don't care, as long as it's not you, because you ain't done right. You ain't done right in the city of Meridian. Yeah, and especially you ain't done right. If you'll single me out, if you'll mess with me and I was your friend, what do you imagine you done to other people's in the city of Meridian? Oh, now I got to tell y'all this, folks. I'm going to deviate a little bit. It was a young lady, and I touched them on a little bit, because one person mess up, the city of Meridian mess up. And so because of that, you're going to step in there like you God, giving people them high-ass bonds. It don't make no damn sense for the city of Meridian to give higher bonds than anywhere else in the fucking America. And this is a black man giving black folks a high-ass bond. Just tell them no bond. Niggas ain't got that kind of money. That's one reason why you need to go to them high-ass bond, making people stay in jail because they charge. What if the person told a lie, Dustin, and you done made them stay in jail overnight? Or the charges are dismissed a year later? That's false imprisonment. I don't care how you look at it. So yeah, you need to go. So I'm going to be pushing for you to go. Pushing for Jimmy Smith needs to change out his judgeship. Keep everybody else, but Dustin Markham needs to go. Too young to have that position anyway. And y'all start running against these judges. Stop making them feel like they God. Some of you lawyers out there, and I'm going to tell you too, Denson, this is you, Joseph Denson. Now, everything that you represented me on, man, I used to praise you and talk good about you. But this last thing that you did with me, we ain't going to go into detail. I'm pissed off about that. So I'm trying to decide whether or not I'm going to file complaints and a malpractice lawsuit against you. That's the reason why I don't talk about you anymore. Recommend you. I can't recommend you. So this is for you guys. And I'm tired. I'm tired of you guys, man. Hey, come on now. Joseph, I like you standing up. But damn it, man, you dropped the ball at the wrong time. You know, like Gary Barber, because that one guy got off the case, you got off of it. Man, you should have stayed there, man. Wrong is wrong. It ain't about money all the time. It ain't about prestige. You done made a lot of money. I ain't saying you made enough because I don't know what you, but you done made a lot of money. But sometimes you got to do something pro bono because it's the right thing to do. It was wrong for you to drop Gary Barber's case. Folks, I'm finna look at my notes again. Boy, I'm telling you, I don't know about this. What my comments at? Ain't nobody saying nothing. Y'all ain't scared to talk, is it? How you doing, Jim? How's it been going? Folks, oh yeah, I wanted to tell you about, I was talking about President Putin, the president of Russia, Putin. This plane, folks, it's a SJ-100. It had about 40 foreign-made parts on it. 40 now on this plane that Russia has. They replaced all of those parts with domestic parts. That's what Putin is a damn genius at, because he's most fit. And you know what? They sanctioned him and all that shit. He ain't did nothing but fuck y'all. I'm going to make this shit myself. So they flew this plane. It's the first plane that ever flew in Russia that was made with all domestic parts except for the engine. The engine was a Russian engine, but made in France. But this is their first prototype. Their second prototype gonna have a Russian engine in. Now, Tubel said, what the hell they got to do with it? It's got everything to do with us, Tubel. Damn it, we ain't making shit in America. Russia's putting their people to work. Russia is the strongest economy in the world, and the strongest superpower in the world. We need to do that in America. There's no way America can be strong or America can be great when we ain't making shit. Look at us. We all fat and out of shape and overweight and everything because America ain't doing nothing but making hotels and restaurants. Those are not life-saving jobs. Those are not life-living jobs. Those are fucking killing jobs. They don't pay you nothing to even, you don't make enough money at those places to pay rent. So now you got to live off the government. And you ain't gonna never make it when you're living off the government. We got to get back to what we growing our own and making our own. We got to get back to that. Now, this is for you black folk and for you white folk. We don't make nothing in America. We need to tar and feather people like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Michael Jordan and Oprah Winfrey. Run their ass up out of here. Ain't nowhere in here. Michael Jordan worth $3.5 billion. I'm proud of him. He'll never spend it. His children will never spend it. But because he's making that kind of money, that means that you out there ain't making what you need to make in order to live a good life. I got everything Peeves, electronic, made in America, my ass, made everywhere but in America. This shit is owned by China, owned by other countries. Man, it is sad that what we've allowed for greed and money and power to destroy this country, it ain't been black folks against white folks. It's been people like Bill Gates and Harvard Peavy that's been sending, sourcing everything in another country. You cannot show me a car in America that's made in America. You can't. You mean assembled in America, but the airbags are coming out of Canada and other parts are coming out of China and Mexico? Is that what you mean? And while you, your family out there starving and ain't got nothing to eat because you ain't got no real jobs here. Oh, you can get a job anytime you want one. You can go out there and get a job at McDonald's or Wendy's or some other restaurant, or just about every them convenience store, almost all of them selling food or got a chicken shack right next to it or across the street. We don't need that much food. We ain't doing no work. We ain't doing nothing but sitting around and surfing the web. So I have to give credit what credit due. Vladimir Putin got it right. And if you want to know how to run this country, Joe Biden, damn it, look what Russia's doing to stop vilifying and lying on that man. The only reason why they had a proxy war in the Ukraine is because of the military industrial complex. For those of you who don't know, these are the people, the billionaires that build all these weapons in America that ain't worth a shit. If you want to know how it is, go and look at Sputnik News, and you can see all that shit blowing up, that tanks coming from bogging down, the HIMARS, HIMARS are being destroyed. Man, they running out of money and everything. They want to act like that Russia, this ain't nothing going on in Russia. It's got the strongest economy in the world, even with the sanction. The ruble is worth, I think it's the Russian ruble is worth more than the dollar itself. What you call the dollarization of the dollars is going down because they're getting away from it, because America hold everybody hostage. But now they no longer have anything. They're not going to be buying American weapons. So what they're doing now, they create this war in Russia. They destroy all those weapons, and the military industrial complex get to build more weapons, and so they get to hire more people. They paying them pennies on the thousands. I ain't even said pennies on the dollar. They pay a tenth of a penny on the dollar. We got to get away from these things. But that's the reason why I talked about Russia. He said that he's following the progress of import substitution, and that what that means, we gonna have to substitute the things that we're importing from other countries and start building those things. We're gonna have to stop, man. You know, I'm telling you, it's just that we got so many things that we're gonna have to arm our young people. Let me look at some more of my notes and everything, but I'm going to be getting off in a minute. I want to thank you guys for watching, reaching out with Eddie. I really appreciate you guys watching. And perhaps maybe next week I'll have Richard Lofton on with me. And either way, if not, I think that what I'll do is I'll record him and maybe have him next week, because he's very insightful and has some very good things to say. And so I appreciate you guys watching this. I want to say this is that, you know, I talked about Meridian Star, well, not Meridian Star, but I talked about WTOK. To date, WTOK has not gotten in touch with me to talk about it, and that's okay. It's okay. It's not going to make any difference or anything like that. I want to thank you guys for watching again. Make sure you leave your comments, make sure you like, and make sure you tell somebody about it. And if you have any questions or any concerns, anything like that, make sure you leave them in the comments. And y'all have a good evening. Thank you for watching. Okay. Let me see. And Jim, I want to thank you for watching and thank you for sharing. And same with you, Fred. Y'all have a good evening.